Hi, I'm Jessica Rucker, Department Chair and Electives Teacher at Haynes Public Charter School.
And I'm Jane Palmer of the Community-Based Research Scholars Program, and I'm on faculty in the School of Public Affairs at American University in Washington, D.C.
We received a 2020 Community Action Award from the Greater Washington Community Foundation for our project called Action Research for Community Change.
And with the foundation's funding, we were able to partner to facilitate an Action Research 101 class taught by undergraduate students from American University, which resulted in a youth-led action research project led by E.L. Haynes High School students. We piloted this partnership in spring of 2020 as an after-school club. Our project was interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. So during the summer of 2020, my students created a curriculum that we implemented in the spring 2021 class with the foundation funding for this Action Research 101 project. And in the 2020-2021 academic year, Jessica, Ms. Rucker, to the E.L. Haynes students, received an approval from her school to offer a class that incorporated action research during the school day as an elective instead of just as an after-school club.
My course was called Movement for Black Lives, the long history of the Black freedom struggle. The primary goal of the class was to offer E.L. Haynes High School students an opportunity to explore Black history and culture, the movement for Black lives, and participatory action research. One aspect of the course was the partnership with American University on an action research project inspired by the demands of Black Lives Matter Week of Action in Schools. The first 9 weeks of the semester were dedicated to helping Haynes students understand the movement for Black lives in a historical context. Students also learned about the historical roots of policing, studied the 13 guiding principles of the Black Lives Matter movement and Week of Action in Schools, the 2020 uprising, and just the Black Lives Matter school platform in general. From there, students and I worked through a guiding question. How can E.L. Haynes High School students center Black lives and help support and sustain Black humanity?
And meanwhile, the AU students did some research and compiled annotated bibliographies about each of these BLM at school issue areas. Ending zero tolerance, what do we know about what that can do for students in school culture? Mandating Black history and ethnic studies, hiring more Black teachers, funding counselors, not cops in the school. And we shared this research with the Haynes team. They also read and discussed Barbara Ransby's book called Making All Black Lives Matter, Paulo Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and other readings about community-based participatory research in the history of public education in Washington, D.C.
Both of our classes met on Mondays and Thursdays during the same time. So starting on Thursday, February 25th, the AU students joined our classroom virtually every Thursday until April 29th. During this time, we had a co-learning space where the AU students taught an interactive lesson about action research. Then we worked in groups to design our action research project.
Yeah, and by the end of the semester, the students had conducted interviews with key Haynes employees, as you see on this slide, about issues related to wellness support, school resource officers, restorative justice at the school, and school staffing. And these interviews helped inform a 21-question survey that they distributed to students, both in English and Spanish, during an advisory period. And thanks to foundation funding, we're able to offer a raffle to incentivize participation in the survey. We had a total of 248 students who completed the survey, Haynes High School students, and this was a 55% response rate.
At the end of the semester, we hosted a data walk so Haynes students could share the results of the survey with key decision makers in the school. Students presented the following recommendations based on data. 1, hire more AP teachers that are the same race, culture, and/or ethnicity of the students. 2, teach Black history or ethnic studies, either in current classes or create new classes. 3, hire more counselors and trusted adults. And finally, 4, teach and practice restorative justice even more. The CEO, the Dean of Culture, the high school instructional leadership team, the Director of College and Career Services, the interim Chief Talent and Equity Officer, other teachers, and even other students attended our showcase. And after the showcase, our principal announced that Haynes hired an additional social worker to specifically serve at the high school, and that we'd partnered with BARD Dual Enrollment to offer 2 new elective courses for our 11th and 12th grade students. Additionally, the high school principal committed to using student survey data to influence our preschool year mandatory professional development for new and returning instructional staff.
Yes, we're very excited about all of that. Haynes also received a workbook for future use and a stipend for their role as researchers. Again, thanks to foundation funding. We thank you very much for your support of this really exciting project.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.